It's Wednesday, April 14th. I'm Mike Rogers, and this is Comic Book Steals and Deals. Over at Golden Apple today, they have an exclusive Magic the Gathering. This is a Ken Lashley at $20. If you're into the Magic the Gathering that's coming out. Over at Unknown Comics today, they have the Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. I've been hearing a lot about this series. Number one is just coming out this week. Actually, not this week. It's in pre-order this week. There's a black armor variant. Let me just at Unknown Comics, the Star Wars, they have the 1 in 50 for $70. This is the 1 in 50 of the number one. This is a black armor variant. Check it out. There are a bunch of variants on this comic book, and they all kind of look alike, except for the one that's in the thumbnail today. That's the only one that I can really see a difference on. The black armor variant is the 1 in 50 is at $70 for number one. Sanctum Sanctorum today has Ice Cream Man number 24. This is a David Romero, $19.95 each. So you've got a color and you got a black and white. The more I look at it, I kind of think I could skip the black and white Virgin variant and just do the color one at $19.99. That's a heck of a steal for an Ice Cream Man variant. And I don't think the black and white's necessary, but check it out yourself. Big Time Comics has Haha number 6. This is the Selena's Voodoo doll. It's still available actually over at Pastime Comics as well. Big Time has it for $19.99, and Pastime has it, I believe, for $19.99 as well. Outer Limits Burrow today. They have Something's Killing the Children, number 1, the 8th print. This is the raw. Now, everybody's been selling this in a 9.8. They're the only place that I can find it in a raw. $29.99 for the raw. Something's Killing the Children, number 1, the 8th print. They also have the Marvels number 1, the 1 in 25 at $29.99. And the Alan Qua trade. Can't find the Virgin variant on this. I'm going to keep looking, but the Miles Morales homage to Ultimate Fallout 4, the Raza cover, the Virgin variant on that one, very difficult to find. And the Marvels number 1, the Alan Qua Virgin variant, where they're all sitting in a cafeteria. It's almost like a cover swipe of a crossover variant that came out earlier this year, which is interesting to me. Maybe no one else, but you can get the trade over there, the Alan Quad trade for $25, and again the 1 in 25 for $29.99. Pastime Comics has Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. They have the A cover, the 1 in 25, and the Bocelli all available over there. And Mutant Beaver today has the Marvel's number 1, the Felipe Massafera at $79.72. That's the only place I can find that one. Bag and Board today. Bag and Board it's Wednesday, so it's Bag and Board day. Go over to Bag and Board and pick out all your new comics. Basically, if you don't have a comic book store near you, you can go to Bag and Board and you can treat it like your comic book store. You're going to want to get there early because things do sell out quickly because people do treat it like their local comic book store. Because when you wake up on Wednesdays, the comics are there. So you don't have to run out. You can actually go right there and pick them up at cover price. The new releases that are coming out this week are the Dark Hawk. So this is from the old Dark Hawk series that everybody's been talking about. Everybody wants to see this series. The new Dark Hawk series coming out, Heart of the Hawk number 1. They have Kanto City of Giants. This is number 1 of 3. They have the Dalterman cover and the Lubia cover, both available at $4.99. The regular cover is $3.99. The other thing I like to look at Bag and Board is what sold out at Bag and Board. What did people go there and just sell out at cover price? What they did was they cleared out the Lock and Key Hell and Gone number 1. So I'm going to tell you where to get that. Mangoat and Bunny Man number 1. Now people are grabbing these because they're number 1s, of course. Mangoat and Bunny Man is from Zenescope Comics, and although it does have an addition of, the sexy Zenescope women in it, this seems to be an independent story all on its own. It looks insane for adults only, but it's number 1, and if this thing takes off, it looks really crazy. It's basically, there's a man goat, and like a bunny man, and they are going around killing people. From what I can tell, they probably do all kinds of horrible things. Probably going to be very popular. Check it out. Great. They have some pretty interesting covers as well. Phantom on the Scan #1 came out. Sold out immediately there. There is a variant available. I'm going to have to tell you about that one tomorrow. I can't think of it where it is at the top of my head. But there is a variant available on that. If you want to get into Phantom on the Scan, there's a variant. Basically, it's a Scanners. If you remember the movie Scanners from the late 70s, early 80s, it's kind of like it looks like the Scanners movie poster. The other thing that sold out was Ultra Mega #1. Now, I've been hearing about this, and people have been telling me that they're really psyched for this series. So, Ultra Mega #1 was another one that sold out. So, basically, I wanted to tell you that these sold out at Bag and Board. So, maybe pique your interest a little bit more on these books, and I'll give you some places to find some of these. Over at Antihero Comics, they have the Alan Qua Marvels #1. Again, the trade available there. The Virgin variant is sold out. That seems to be a very hot book. 616 Comics, they have the Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters #1. The Camuncoli is going to be available tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And these things will sell it immediately. Well, I don't know if it'll sell it immediately, but things that they do at night like this usually sell out really quick. So at 9 o'clock tonight, Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunter #1, the Camuncoli is going to be available at 9 o'clock Eastern. They have crossover #6, the Hutchinson. This is the character from crossover leaning over what looks to be perhaps Donny Cates' shoulder and saying, "I have notes." So basically, this is #6. This is sort of like, yeah, we gotta fix what we're doing here. So it's very quote unquote meta that she would be leaning over his shoulder saying, "I have notes," where we all know that this story was like the hype of the hype of the hype, and now we're all the way down here. And it looks like they're going to be doing something with crossover on #6 and #7, but it also looked like they were going to do something with crossover #3 when they had all those Spawn covers out, and nothing happened from that. So 616 also has Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunter #1, a set of 2. So there's a set of 2. The A cover is a regular A cover that you see everywhere. Then there's a crimson version of that A cover. Not much of a variant, but there it is a crimson shade on that. We know that that's enough for a book to go nuts. Not saying this will. $7.99 for the pair. So apparently these are basically like $3.99 books, or it's just an amazing deal. Over at Outcast Comics, they have the Ice Cream Man #24, the John Giange. This is that skull with the ice cream cone stuck in it. It's a crazy cover. I almost put it in the thumbnail, but it's almost too much. $24.99. Wrath of Comics today. Wrath of Comics is one of our sponsors. We use CBSD10 over at Wrath of Comics every day to get 10% off our order at checkout. They have the crossover #5, the Riccardi, the Virgin variant at $34.99. So if you are getting back on that crossover train, there are a ton of really nice variants out there, including this Riccardi #5 at $34.99. Oasis Comics. Okay, I'm inserting Oasis Comics in here just because I was going through these Lock and Key, and there are a couple of different Lock and Key series. Now, the one that we are looking for, the one that sold out, the one that people are pretty hyped on, is Hell and Gone. So they have the Lock and Key Hell and Gone #0 at $3.95, and then they had the 1995 exclusive. I went to go put this into my cart, ended up being $10.99 on shipping, so it still ends up to be about a $30 book, but it's the Lock and Key Hell and Gone #0. This is the Oasis Comics exclusive at $19.99. Might want to check that out if that's a series that you're into. This Oasis or Oasis, OASAS comics, only do their own variants, and they're always extremely limited, and they're only on the hottest series. So not a bad bet to go with them. Marvelous Comics. Marvelous Comics is also one of our sponsors. We use steals and deals over at Marvelous Comics to get 15% off our order every day at checkout. That's steals and deals, AND deals. They have, again, the Dark Hawk #1, $4.99. They have the Dauterman cover variant at the Dauterman cover at $4.99 and the A cover at $4.99. Again, the Ubera cover at $4.99. So if you're not picking these things up at Bag and Board, run over Marvelous Comics and pick those up. They also have Geiger. Geiger is pretty much sold out everywhere. That #1 series just disappeared. They're out of the A cover, but they still have the B, the C, the D for $3.99. They had the new series that I almost put in the thumbnail today, but I didn't. It looks really interesting. This is called Jenny O. I think it was Jenny O. Jenny O? Yeah. Dark Horse Comics, $3.99. This is a down and out kaiju killer. So she's laying like kind of like defeated in this giant footprint of a kaiju, which is like a Godzilla. And she's just like so the only example when I read the description I got, this is a down and out kaiju killer. So she's like a person who fights Godzillas, but she's having some troubles. Marvelous Comics also has Man, Goat, and Bunny #1A at $5.99. And then Maniacs in New York #3 is out. Didn't know that, at $3.99 over at Marvelous Comics as well. So that's pretty much what I found for you today. Tonight we're doing the community auction. So we're going to be doing the auction where there's several people. We could have up to have 4 or 5 people tonight, which would be really, really interesting. I think we have some people who are just going to come in, do what they have, and then head out. Other people that might stay longer, but we'll see what happens. My goal tonight is to move the patron books that I have here. So I got the 2 books of the comics that we do the auctions from, and then I have these other 2 boxes here, plus that are filled with comic books that people sold me to sell for them. And those are the comics that I'm going to be selling tonight. So it's going to be it's a really nice selection of books. We're going to start with the books that we already have in the boxes. We have more in an unopened box from one of our patrons that I need to open, and we will preview on the show tonight, but we should concentrate on the first 2 boxes we hear that are filled with great books that we just haven't looked at yet. So definitely join us tonight at 9 o'clock for the community auction, let's call it, the Wednesday night community auction. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for joining me so much, and I hope to see you guys later. If not, I will talk to you later.